A very good morning, students. Welcome to the class. Today we are going to study the first chapter of our English literature book, that is chapter number 1, The Crystal Cave. So let's begin with our explanation. The Crystal Cave. Children, what do you understand by cave? Cave is basically, children, a rock having a gap in it, and in which our ancestors in the beginning have stayed, and even animals stay in it. Okay, so today we are going to study about a crystal cave. Now children, what is the meaning of crystal? If you see the picture, children, a crystal looks like a transparent rock or a transparent gem, very sparkly. So children, we are going to study about a cave having crystals. But we are not talking about the gem crystal. We are talking about something that looks like crystal, and that is salt. Children, if you see the salt actually that at our home looks like this, the refined salt which we put in food, but in its original form it looks like this. Okay, very big and granular. This is what we are going to study about the salt cave. Now if you see, the miner over there is going to remove the salt from the salt caves. That is how we remove salt from salt caves. Now the origin, children, the first picture tells us how salt must have come into existence. Children, when the earth was getting formed, that time two stars, we assume that two stars must have collided, and due to a chemical reaction salt was formed, and it was kind of discovered later in sea and in rock caves. So if you see over there in the second picture, children, men are using different tools to remove salt from the water. They dry up the water, and what we find behind, heaps of salt, like you can see in the picture. And even miners remove salt from the caves. How is the salt used, children? Salt is used in medicines, salt is used in the food that we eat, salt is used in making paper, in making glass, in making preserving things, children. In various things salt is used, children. Even animals need salt. You know how? The salt is found everywhere, children, in the ground, in the rock. So the animals lick the ground and lick the rocks and get minerals for themselves. So children, now we are going to study about this salt cave. Let's start the story. Taste this, Grandma Camlong said. She scooped out a ladle full of broth from the pan over the fireplace. It smelled delicious. Grandma blew on the bamboo ladle to cool the broth. She poured a little into Thanyang and Changun's open mouth. Yuck, exclaimed Thanyang. It tastes awful. Don't like it, do you? Said Grandma with a toothless grin. But watch now. Using the ladle, she scooped up a little salt from a wooden bowl and put it into the broth. She sang a nocte ballad as she stirred. She then made the children taste the broth once more. Delicious, Grandma, they said, smacking their lips in approval. So children, if you see, Grandma Camlong had prepared broth. What is broth? Broth is basically soup made of vegetables and meat, and she gave it to the two grandchildren. She gave it to Thanyang and Changun, but they did not like it. She served them with a ladle. Ladle is a spoon. But they did not like it. They found it yuck. Then she mixed salt into it and she made them taste again. And this time they loved it. They started smacking their lips, like this they started doing. They loved it. They found it very delicious. Magic, isn't it? Grandma said. The broth was tasteless before, but now it is delicious. What caused this miracle? Salt, the children said in chorus. Grandma placed 3 reed mats upon the floor, as well as dishes of wood and bamboo tumblers. Ladling out steaming rice and broth on the plate, she said, "That's right. For the nocte, Salt is more precious than gold. So, children, what was the magic? Grandma Camlong asked, and the children replied, salt was the magic. So, for the Nocte, salt was more precious than gold. Who are Nocte? Nocte are basically the tribal people. You remember Grandma singing the ballad? Ballad is basically the traditional song. And she was very happy preparing the soup with the salt. And she was telling that it is very important, salt for the villagers. And now she will explain why. Our village was rich in the past, continued Grandma. We grew millet and paddy in our fields. The jungles gave us shrubs, ferns, and fruits. Our young men went for meat, hunting meat, and most important, we had salt. Did we make our own salt, Grandma? Changun asked, surprised. Yes, we did. A salt spring used to flow by our village. We built shallow troughs and filled them with salt water. The sun dried away the water, leaving grains of salt in the trough. Mustn't have been a lot of salt, Thanyank observed. Yes, much more than what our village required. Our men stuffed the surplus into hollow bamboo tubes and took it to the plain each winter. They bartered the salt for clothes, beads, and other necessities. So, children, Grandma Camlong replied that their village was very rich first. Why were they rich? Because they used to grow paddy. Paddy meaning rice. They used to grow millet. Millet meaning bajra. And they used to also have jungle fruits, shrubs, ferns. Along with that, children, their men used to go for hunting. So they were very rich. And the most important thing, they had salt. They had a spring. Spring is a river flowing from the village which had salt in it. So what they used to do, children, they used to collect that water and fill it in a trough. Now trough is basically making a path, a hollow path, digging it, putting the water in it, and then the water dries away and salt is left behind. So Thanyank was surprised. He said that must be a lot of salt. Yes, it was lot. So they used to take extra to the plains and sell it, barter it, exchange it. Barter meaning I'll give you salt, you give me clothes, beads, and other necessities. But there's no salt spring now, Changan said. Grandma sighed. Our village is poor now. We are no longer self-sufficient. Our men walked to Konsa township to buy salt. Did the spring dry up? Thanyank asked. Yes, it happened one winter years ago. Our source of well dried with it. Why did it dry up? Persisted Thanyank. No one knows. Tell me, Grandma, he said, if the spring flows again, will it bring prosperity to our village? Certainly, smiled Grandma Camlong. Later in the afternoon, Thanyank and Changun went to search the spot where the salt spring had flowed into the river. To their surprise, they had no difficulty. The furrow through which the salt spring had flowed was clearly visible. Only ferns and creepers covered the furrow. They could see it wind up the mountain, a ribbon of light green against the dark green of dense jungle. So Grandma Camlong explained that now the village is poor because the spring has dried up. So Thanyank was worried that if the spring flowed again, would they be rich? So Grandma Camlong said, yes, of course they will be rich because now they don't have anything. They are dependent on the spring for salt. So now they were going to the other city, the other village, Konsa township, to get salt for themselves. So the children got excited. They decided that they will go and find the spot. In the morning when they went, children, they found the spot. They found that path where the river bed could have been, the salt springs path, and then they saw it going up the mountain. Let's see what the children did. Thanyank cried, we can follow it upstream. Early next day after their morning meal, Thanyank and Changun started their quest. Both had bamboo tubes strapped to their backs to carry drinking water in them. They were children of the mountains. The steep climb may have exhausted others, but not them. They were not afraid of the jungles either because they lived close to nature. They knew that most of these dangers were imaginary. Only if one accidentally disturbed a wild animal would it attack. So far, they had met with only one obstacle, a large python. But it just raised its blunt, hammer like head, flicked out its forked tongue, and slid away to a higher branch. But halfway up the mountain, a more serious obstacle came their way. A herd of wild animals, Changun said. So children, they decided that they will follow the path to find the source of the spring. Then when they were going, they carried drinking water for themselves. They were very brave children because they lived in the mountains. The jungle was their house and they knew everything else is imaginary. They just have to be saved by the wild animals. Did they meet any? Yes, a python, but he didn't do much. He just flicked out his tongue and then went up to a higher branch. Later on, they met the wild elephants. That's very dangerous, children. What do you think will happen? So now we will study this. After this, in the next class, up till here I have explained. Now we'll have a discussion over it. Okay, children? Thank you so much.